Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel, and it's time for my Canadian rock and metal update that I've been kind of talking about for the last few weeks. Um, this just kind of happened by happenstance that over the last, I don't know, month and a half, I've just run across a bunch of Canadian rock and metal. So I said to just do them all in one video, do something a little bit different. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. Start off with probably the most famous of the Canadian bands. I've been collecting Rush for quite a while. I've been a fan of theirs since probably 92 ish. I had obviously heard Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta, some of their bigger hits as a kid and liked them. But I never really got in depth into the Rush catalog until 91, 92 when I started playing drums and obviously got into Neil Peart and or Peart, however you want to say it. Um, Obviously became a really big fan of his, and from that point on, I've always had most of the Rush discography. I had it all on CD until recently, over probably the last 6 or 7 months. I've picked up a good portion of their stuff on vinyl, and these were some of the finishing albums that I've kind of been looking for, and I just kind of happened to run into them in three different spots over the last, I would say, month and a half, and was really amazed. Not just I've run across a couple of these albums before, but they're usually way overpriced. I got all of these for $10 or under, and of the Rush albums for $10 or under. The vinyl is all VG plus to near mint, and the sleeves are all VG to VG plus. So some really good scores, and like I said, they're all under $10. And when I say that, I think I paid $10 for one of them. No, two of them, and the rest were $7 or $8. So first up, Caress the Steel. This isn't one of their more popular albums. I've always liked it though. Bastille Day is a great song, and so is Necromancer. Necromancer was a favorite of mine for quite a while, but I still like to really enjoy this album. So sorry about the glare there. Um, I also ran across 2112, which is not just my favorite Rush album. I actually feel that this is, this is one of my probably top 4 or 5 all-time favorite albums. This is just one of those albums that beginning to end is just amazing. Obviously, the song 2112 and the whole first side of the album is just considered classic, you know. But even the rest of the album, Passage to Bangkok's an amazing song. Twilight Zone. I mean, the whole album is good. I don't. Everybody seems to concentrate or focus on the A side, but the whole song, like I said, the whole album's amazing, beginning to end. If this isn't in your collection, you need to get it right away. Really is one of the best albums of all time. Next up is Hemispheres. I think I picked this one up for like $5. Then we have, what was this one? Permanent Waves? Yeah, Permanent Waves. And this one, I've always really dug that cover. Really cool cover there. Moving Pictures, another one of the Rush classics, obviously. Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta. I also really like Witch Hunt and Limelight. Another album that should be in any music collector's collection there. And then this next one is probably one of their less desirable albums, but I've always liked this one too. And this is Rush Under Pressure, and I also really like that album cover. It's kind of hard to see with all the glare, but really cool album cover there. So that's it for the Rush albums. Again, this isn't my whole Rush collection. This is just the stuff that I've picked up recently. I think I have, including these, 12 of Rush's albums, not including a couple of the singles that I have as well. So, but always looking to build on the Rush collection. This next one, I was familiar with the band, mainly because of the guitarist, who is Frank Marino. So you guys already know where I'm going with this. I'm a really big Jimi Hendrix fan, and I kept reading comparisons between Jimi Hendrix, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. But I never run across the vinyl. So I was at one of my local stores that I visit on a regular basis, and they just happened to have Mahogany Rush 4, and they had it for under $5, and it's in excellent condition. So I picked it up, and I've listened to this 3 or 4 times in the last week and a half to 2 weeks since I picked it up. The comparisons are there. I can definitely hear Jimi Hendrix and the Jimi Hendrix Experience, their whole sound in some of the songs. And then some of the songs are just completely, Mahogany Rush. It's their own sound. But I definitely get where people say, or get that comparison from, because it is very obvious in some of his songs. And I really like that. I really like that he can take that sound and kind of make it his own. I'm a huge Jimi Hendrix fan to begin with, so and it's not like him just trying to bite Jimmy or copy Jimi Hendrix style. He's just taken that influence and kind of taken it his own direction. So, and then I haven't listened to this one yet, but this is Child of the Novelty, which is the second Mahogany Rush album. This, if you saw my last video, was sent to me by Scott Waters. So again, thank you, Scott. This will be getting a spin probably as soon as I get done with this video. So these next few are going to be some Canadian metal. And these are all great albums, and you should definitely have them in your collection if you're a metalhead. The first is Kick-Axe. This is just really good 80s metal. This is actually a white label promo. I don't know if you can see got the stamp there. I saw this at one of the local shops. It's kind of a Hastings type of place where they sell books and video games and used everything. It's just a huge used store. It's probably 5,000 square foot, and they generally have a decent vinyl collection. It's usually the type of stuff that you can find in thrift stores, but every once in a while you run across some cool stuff. And this one was there for a while. I almost bought it a couple of times. I don't go there that often, maybe once a month to see if anything new's come in, because they have a website where they sell most of their premium albums for ridiculous prices. But every once in a while stuff slips through and makes it into their lower price stacks. And this was one of them that I ran across. This was Kick-Axe's second album. I really did Kick-Axe. It's just really good heavy metal. I believe this was 85 when this came out. Yeah, 85. This was their second album. Not quite as heavy. I mean, this is probably more pop metal than their first album was. The first album's killer. I have the first one too somewhere. I should have pulled it out, but definitely worth checking out. Kick-Axe, welcome to the club. This next one is a very weird album. It's kind of hard to describe. It's definitely hard rock metal, but there's a real funk influence, as odd as that sounds. Sorry. This is Fist, Hot Spikes. You got to get the load of I don't know how well you can see that, but that just, the way they're dressed is just ridiculous. But it's almost like it's heavy metal with like a funk bass line. I mean, it's just craziness. Fist, for those of you guys that aren't in the US or Canada, it's Mayo Fist. There was a new wave of British metal band in the UK named Fist, so they couldn't use that name in Europe. So it ended up being Fist in the US and Canada, and everywhere else in the world that it was pressed, it was Mayo Fist, M-Y-O-F-I-S-T. So, but it's just good 80s metal, or good 80s hard rock. It kind of flows between, but it's, like I said, it's really got these weird bass lines, and I was just really into it. I really enjoyed this album. I've given it a couple of spins. It's one of those things, it's so weird, it's good, if that makes any sense, but definitely worth checking out. Again, that's Fist, Hot Spikes. And I believe that was their second album as well. No, that may have been their third. Regardless. And then the last one, Killer Dwarves. Let me pull it out of here. Give it some of the flair. Stand Tall. And this is just another good 80s pop metal band. This is their second album as well. I might have already said that. Goofy lyrics, but the band as a whole just sounds killer. I mean, it's just really good 80s metal. They're not really talking about nothing. They're just kind of making lyrics, but it's just fun metal. I really enjoyed it. Definitely worth checking out. And actually, oddly enough, I think I was just looking at the Deliverance poster for Skullfest, and I think that these guys go on right before Deliverance does. For those of you guys that are into Deliverance or follow any of Scott Waters stuff, he talks about them pretty regularly. But so that's it, guys. I just wanted to do a real short one, show off a little bit of the Canadian stuff that I've picked up recently. I've got, I think, 6 different Canadian fans out there that are regularly comment on my channel. So this is kind of to you guys. But that's it, guys. Have a good one. Have a good week. And take care, VC. Bye-bye.